Day 761 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 3635, earliest finish time for land and water rides 2. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given two categories of theme park attractions: land rides and water rides. Land rides. The land start time of I is the earliest time the ith land ride can be boarded. Land duration of I is how long the ith ride lasts. For water rides, the water start time of J is the earliest time the jth water ride can be boarded, and water duration of J is how long the jth water ride lasts. A tourist must experience exactly one ride from each category in either order. A ride may be started at its opening time or any later moment. If a ride is started at time t, it finishes at time t plus duration. Immediately after finishing one ride, the tourist may board the other if it is already open, or wait until it opens. Return the earliest possible time at which the tourist can finish both rides. All right, y'all. So that may seem a little bit confusing at first, but the good news is we did the similar problem yesterday. The only difference between today's problem and yesterday's problem is these constraints down here. So if you missed yesterday's problem, I suggest you go check that one out first because it's an easier problem. That's the first one. See how this is earliest finish time for land and water rides 2. Yesterday was earliest finish time for land and water rides 1. So once again, if you missed yesterday's problem, go ahead and check it out. That should be day 760. But now that we've read the question, let's take a look at these examples just to make sure that we are doing the question correctly. So in example 1, we have our input: land start time equals an array of integers 2 and 8. Land duration equals an array of integers 4 and 1. Water time equals an array of integers 6. Water duration equals an array of integers 3. The output is 9. So let's see how we got this output from this input, y'all. So first we have different itineraries. They show us different itineraries right here. We could do plan A, plan B, plan C, or plan D. These are all different itineraries that we can use to make sure that we ride each one of these rides. So let's go through them. So for plan A, we could ride land ride 0 and water ride 0. So that would be this land ride starts at 2, the water ride starts at 6. This land ride starts at 2, has a duration of 4 hours. So if it starts at 2, that means it ends at 6. So that means we could catch this water ride just in time. Now I want to also point out that each index corresponds to the other index. So index 0 over here corresponds to index 0 over here. Index 1 corresponds to index 1 over here, right? So this would be the start time, and this will be how long the ride lasts. This right here, this 2 is the start time. This 4 is how long the ride lasts. This 6 is the start time. This 3 is how long the ride lasts for this water ride. Boom. So let's go through it. It says we could start at land ride 0 at time, land start time equals 2. So we can start right here, and then we'll finish at 2 plus land duration of 0, which equals 6. So once again, our land duration of 0 is equal to 4, but 2 plus 4 equals 6. So we'll start here at 2. The ride lasts 4 hours. We'll be done at 6. Boom. So now we're done at 6. We could catch this water ride just in time at 6. This water ride lasts 3 hours, right? So then water ride 0 starts at water start time 6. Start immediately at 6. Finish at 6 plus water duration of 0. So it would be 6 plus this 3, which will equal 9. So boom. Right now we could finish at 9. We could see, let's look at itinerary B or plan B and see what time we finish. So that with this plan, we do the water ride 0 first, then we do the land ride at index 1 second. So we'll start at the water ride 0 with a start time of 6, right? So we'll start right here at 6. Boom. This isn't finished till 3 hours later, so it's finished at 9. Boom. Then we'll take the land ride 1, so the start time of 1, or land start time of 1, which is 8. So this starts at 8, but this doesn't finish to 9. But luckily, since this we could go up here, it says the ride may be started at its opening time or any later moment. So in this case, this ends at 9, so we wouldn't be able to start this ride until 9, but that's okay. And we know it lasts 1 hour, so from 9 plus 1 equals 10, so we could be done at 10. So right now, itinerary A, we could be done at 9. Itinerary B, we could be done at 10. Let's look at itinerary C, where we do land ride of 1 and water ride of 0. Boom. So we could start the land ride of 1 at this time, which starts at 8 and finishes at 9, right? So we could start with this ride, starts at 8, it lasts 1 hour, so we'll be done at 9. 9 is after 6, so then we could ride this ride from 9 plus 3 for 3 hours, which will give us 12. So boom, this itinerary C ends at 12. So right now we end at 9, 10, or 12. So let's check what itinerary D would be. So it would be water ride of 0, then land ride of 0. So we'll start here at 6, finish the water ride at 9, boom. Then we'll ride this first one, which has, because remember 9 is still after 2, but it's 4-hour duration, so 9 plus 4 will make it 13, right? So boom, that's where this 13 comes from, because we're going to do water start time starts at 6, ends at 9. Then we're going to do this 2 ride, which has, once again, has a length, this 2 ride, which has a duration of 4. So 9 plus 4 will give us this 13 right here. Plan A gives us the early finish time of 9, right? This is the earliest time, and once again, we want the earliest possible time at which the tourist can finish both rides. So since itinerary or plan A had this earliest time, which is 9, that's why we return 9. Now, once again, I'm not going to go through this explanation, but it's the same principles apply. I suggest y'all go through it kind of like homework so you can make sure you understand what's going on for yourself. And it's not just going in one ear and out the other of what I'm saying. I really want you to understand how this question works. And now that we understand how this question works, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. The solution is not that difficult at all. Now, first thing we're going to do, scenario 1, we're going to complete a land ride first, and we're going to find the earliest possible finish time of any land ride when starting from time 0. So we'll come right here. We'll say let land first equal cal, open up the parentheses, land start time, comma, land duration, comma 0. Sorry, I should say duration, comma 0. Boom. Then, we didn't even, first, we got to create a helper function, this cal right here. Moving too fast. We have to create this cal helper function. We didn't even create it yet. So let's create it. We'll say func cal, open up the parentheses, we'll say underscore list, colon. It's going to be an array of integers. Sorry, y'all. Come outside of that, comma, underscore duration, colon. That's going to be an array of integers, comma, underscore start, colon. That's going to be an integer. Clean that up. Boom. And we're going to return an integer. Boom. And open up the brackets. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to store the earliest finish time among all rides. So we'll declare a variable called result and set that equal to int.max. Boom. Now we're going to check every ride in the current category in either land rides or water rides. So we're going to say for I in 0 ... less than list.count. We'll open up the brackets, and the ride cannot begin before scheduled start time or the time became available. So we're going to choose whichever is later. So we'll say let new start equal start, which is less than list square bracket I, come outside of that, question mark, list square bracket I, come outside of that, colon, start. Boom. Now we need to calculate when the ride will finish. So we're going to say let total duration equal new start plus duration square bracket I. Boom. Then we're going to keep track of the earliest finish time by coming underneath this, and we're going to say result equals min, open up the parentheses, total duration, comma, result. Boom, and that's going to return whichever is smaller. Then finally, we could come, hold on, y'all, hold on now. Because, sorry, y'all, this function should be outside of this function, but still inside the class. So boom. Then we come underneath this, or no, excuse me, we come underneath this for loop right here and return in this helper function by saying return result, y'all. Boom. Make sure that's correct. Can we see what? That should be good, y'all. Boom. Now let's get back to this main function, right? And remember, we already wrote this part, so make sure you have this part in your main function as well. And now, after this part comes, we're going to use the finish time of the land rides as the earliest possible start time and find the earliest finish time of any water rides by saying let water second equal cal, which is the function we just created. Then we're going to pass in water start time, comma, water duration, comma, land first. Boom. Now for the second scenario, we're going to complete a water ride first and find. So we need to find the earliest possible finish time of any water ride when starting from 0. So we'll say come underneath this, and we'll say let water. This time we're going to say let water first equal cal, open up the parentheses, water start time, comma, water duration, comma, 0. Come underneath this and we're going to use the finish time of the water ride as the earliest possible start time and find the earliest finish time of any land ride. So we're going to say let land second equal cal, open up the parentheses, land start time, comma, land duration, comma, water first. Boom. Now we need to return the better of the two possible orders, the land water or water to land. So we'll come underneath this and we'll say return the min, open up the parentheses, water second, comma, land second. Boom, y'all. That should be all she wrote. Let's give it a run. Make sure it runs properly before we submit it, because we all know how LeetCode can be, and it's accepted first try. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Let's go ahead and keep it going. And look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, y'all. So before we go, make sure you get one more look at the code. This is the top part. This is the bottom part. And yeah, y'all, with that being said, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.